Hello, friends. Hello, experts. What if we could fully see who we are? I am so glad that we get this opportunity to create something that has never happened before this moment. I am René Goddess, and today I invite you to be yourself, to be the expert that you are, and spend time having a conversation about your personal power with us. When I count to three, please say your name proudly. 1, 2, 3.
Megan.
Nicole.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Through this video, you can stand or you can sit, your wish completely. Also, some of you might want to draw or paint or do something with your hands like crocheting. I encourage you to create art of your choosing through this video if you so feel so. If you so feel want to. What are words? I'm going to give those of you who want to go grab some supplies 20 seconds to grab your supplies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Spectacular. Please repeat after me. Mutual vulnerability fosters closeness.
Mutual vulnerability fosters closeness.
Today, I want you to allow yourself to be vulnerable with each other. If it feels difficult, that is a wonderful place for you to be. And if it doesn't feel difficult, that is a wonderful place for you to be. We are going to start first by honoring the First Nations tribes of this stolen land that we currently colonize. If you are not on Wabanaki territory, please use the proper names of the First Nations tribes where you currently colonize. If you are not of First Nations heritage or not of Black American heritage, you are a colonizer. I am a colonizer. We are colonizers. Colonization is an ongoing thing that is happening right now. And I want you to think about how you are currently colonizing this land and have a longer conversation with yourself about how to undo some of those practices. Please grab your libation, water, tea, juice, spirit. I will give you 20 seconds for those of you who need to grab a libation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Thank you so much. During this time of you holding your libation in your hands, we are going to be having a conversation about anti-racism and decolonizing in our bodies as people who live in the United States of America. Okay? And as you have this conversation, breathe, think. Because if it was not for the First Nations people who generously did incredible work for hundreds of years, we as colonizers would not have access to this beautiful, divine medicine, is the easiest version of describing it, right? This is an honest conversation with yourself. Remember, mutual vulnerability fosters closeness. Our 1 minute begins now. Halfway there. Ten seconds. Thank you, everyone. I hope we do not continue to take for granted the ways that we do this beautiful medicine. And I expect you to have a much longer and deeper conversation with yourself about anti-racism and decolonizing in your body. I've created the Embodied Equity Play Tools as a sort of guide. It's not, fact. There's some tools. I hope they help. They bring about spontaneity. I ask you to use your body, enjoy your impulses, and have fun playing. Welcome everyone to the Embodied Equity Play Tools, a daily conversation of self-activism. We are entering the Afro-futurist thinking portals that a Black woman created and gifted to the world, portals that talk about truth and about thriving. Repeat after me. I am an expert.
I am an expert.
Again, please. I am an expert.
I am an expert.
I bring everything I need to this moment.
I bring everything I need to this moment.
I will be brave.
I will be brave.
I will make choices.
I will make choices.
If it feels difficult, I will still make choices.
If it feels difficult, I will still make choices.
Today, we're going to talk a little bit about what is white culture parenting. What are white culture parenting tools? The definition of white culture parenting is still being shaped as I understand more about white supremacy culture. Here is what I do know. White culture parenting tools center on the characteristics of white supremacy culture and show up in everyday life. They are the norms and the standards we all follow without being proactively named or chosen by any of us. White culture parenting tools generally center on perfectionism, sense of urgency, defensiveness, accepting quantity over quality, worshiping the written word, paternalism, either or thinking, power hoarding, fear of conflict, idealism. Progress is bigger or more, and a right to comfort. Why is the structure of the nuclear family dangerous? Well, in nature, smaller biological communities and organisms interact with one another, creating the larger ecosystem. Hundreds of many working parts coming together to create the world, the universe. When an animal is born in nature, the entire community that it is born into is now responsible for raising that offspring. It happens flawlessly as the entire pack or herd or swarm gives that offspring life, showing it how to survive and possibly thrive. If that offspring were isolated, say only its immediate biological parents were responsible for keeping it alive, the chances of that offspring and its parents surviving nature alone without its living ecosystem of support is very slim. I see the nuclear family and the same dilemma. The larger the ecosystem, the stronger the chance of not just surviving, but thriving in nature. White culture parenting creates a burden for parents or families that is not duplicated in nature. The embodied equity play tools are here to assist in rewriting the negative outcomes of white culture parenting tools. We are here to understand and interrogate the ways in which white supremacy is rooted in ongoing colonization and the ways in which this framework shapes our behaviors through white culture parenting tools. Ongoing colonization and the specific impacts of our occupation of Indigenous territory have particular histories that are not equivalent to anti-racism, the legacy of slavery, or the oppression of non-Indigenous Black, Brown, Asian bodies. Racism and white supremacy cannot be untangled from colonization, either within our greater systems or our individual activisms. Repeat after me. I commit to self-activism.
I
commit to self-activism.
I commit to understanding my wants, needs, desires, fears, and worries.
I commit
understanding my
wants, needs, fears,
and
worries.
My commitment is to start right where I am.
My commitment is to start right where I am.
Yes, I will not let where I want to be or where I see others pressure me.
I will not where I want to be or where I see others pressure me.
Yes. I commit to being a self-activist every day.
I commit to being a self-activist every day.
I commit to radically listening to me every day.
I commit to radically listening to me every day.
The root of my community's activism starts with my daily self-activism.
The root of my daily self-activism starts with my daily self-activism.
Yes, friends, thank you. One of the most devastating parts about how oppression and supremacy have managed to separate daily experiences of whiteness from those of everyone else is daily emotional labor, specifically in the form of white, racially based emotional labor. A loud and destructive imbalance comes in the form of whiteness not understanding its own racially based emotional labor. Our safety as global majority humans is rooted in knowing how to fluidly communicate with white racial emotional labor, also known as white violence, also known as white culture parenting tools. That's not to say that whiteness doesn't understand emotional labor. White fragile misogyny oppresses all of us. For example, white women in particular have been kept prisoners in their own whiteness as a very useful tool to further white patriarchy's oppressive nature. We are working together as a collective to undo these white culture parenting tools of terror. Repeat after me. White terrorism is not the answer.
White terrorism is not the answer.
White culture parenting is not the answer.
White culture parenting is not the answer.
White culture parenting is not all bad.
White culture parenting is not all bad.
Perfectionism is not possible.
Perfectionism is not possible.
I am grateful for all that has yet to come to me.
I'm grateful for all that I get to come to me.
I am enough.
I am
enough.
My life is about having quality, not creating quantity.
My life is about having quality, not creating quantity.
I am strong.
I am strong. I am strong.
Urgency is a fallacy.
Urgency is a fallacy.
Time is not real.
Time is not real.
I am grateful for all that is unfolding in my life.
I'm grateful for all that is unfolding in my life.
Capitalism is not the answer to my happiness.
Capitalism is not the answer to my happiness.
The idea of the nuclear family is dangerous.
The idea of the nuclear family is dangerous.
The idea of the nuclear family is against nature's design.
The idea of the nuclear family is against nature's design.
Even when I am scared, I will make choices.
Even when I'm scared, I will make choices.
I don't need to be defensive.
I don't need to be defensive. I don't need to be defensive.
Being open to receiving is a strength I am building.
Being open to receiving is a strength I am building.
Yes, body's gonna get those words out. Yes. I will not worship the written word.
I will not worship the written word.
I am an expert.
I am an expert.
I will not hoard the power and privilege that I do have.
I will not hoard the power and privilege that I do have.
I am an expert.
I'm an expert.
I'm an expert.
I will not fear conflict.
I will not fear conflict.
I am an expert.
I am an expert.
My individualism affects my communities.
My individualism affects my
community.
And lastly, I am an embodied equity player.
I am an embodied
equity player.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking time for yourself. Thank you for loving yourself in these moments to the best of your freaking ability. Thank you for being patient with yourself in these moments. Thank you for believing in yourself. Thank you for trusting the other people in this space who are with you. Thank you again for showing up for you. It has been wonderful to have you here. Mwah! I hope you continue to figure out how you can fully see yourself and be the best version of you that you choose to be. Thanks, y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you.